Hello everybody, my name is David. This is my question and answer video that I do every single Monday. This is part 2. Please watch part 1 if you have not seen it yet. Please go down and ask me any questions you want down in the comment section. That's what I'm doing today. I'm answering what people asked me last Monday in the last Q&As. So anything you ask me today, I'll answer in the next Q&A next Monday. So let's get started. Oh, and all I ask is you give us your location, please. Tell us where you're from. Thank you. So next person is Ashley. I don't know where you're from. Ashley asks, how much of an effect should it have on someone who has CPTSD, goes for professional help, and has a trauma happen by a professional? I did tell my psychiatrist, and he only asked if I wanted to file a police report, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted validation, almost like a reality check, because I dislocate. What was done was as bad as it felt, and how much it was hurting me was appropriate. I never got that. I'm protecting everyone that hurts me because I believe somehow it's always my fault. I did not file a report. I carry a responsibility for everyone hurting me, which logically I know is wrong, but I'm more afraid of hurting someone else than them hurting me. I want to get help for what's happening to me without hurting anyone else. I wish I could move on and let go. I don't know how. I know this might be hard to understand since I don't want to go into details on a public forum. Thanks. Well, Ashley, what I think you're saying is you were seeking help from your psychiatrist or therapist in hopes to just get some validation for them to recognize what you've been through and how bad it feels and stuff like this. And it seems like this person that you were talking to, this professional, was more concerned about filing a police report because it was wrong what happened to you. And I'm sorry what happened to you. I'm very sorry. We need validation, and you need to really understand how bad it was. You may not even know how bad it was. But besides that, I'm sorry, Ashley, and I'm sorry for your experience with this professional. I believe processing emotional pain and trauma, processing how it feels emotionally is more important than legally right now, sometimes. You know, I get new clients that realize their husband's cheating on them and they want to file for divorce immediately and go through the whole process, but they're so traumatized and so stressed that's only going to add more stress on it, and they're not trying to yet right now. So sometimes I tell them maybe we don't need to go through the divorce process right now immediately. We can put that on the back burner for a little while, try and feel a little better so you can start dealing with the stress that divorce causes. So you know, no matter what, Ashley, your feelings are valid, okay? No matter what. Either somebody validates them or you do. They are valid, and I'm sorry. And I hope you have been processing this or find a way to do this, talking, writing, bouncing it off people. Find in anybody that has a problem with a professional, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just, maybe that's just not that person's area of expertise. Maybe you're just not meshing with them or something, Go find someone else. You got to keep trying. We can't go one person. Just like you can't date one person and think the whole world's like that. You can't go to one therapist and think all therapists are like that, right? I'm sorry. Good luck. Lori. David, love your shirt. Thank you. Where can I get me one of those? I was wearing a shirt last week that just said DeMar's Coaching on it, and someday actually I do plan on printing out some shirts and seeing if you guys want them, so I will. I just made that one for myself. And Lori's from Ontario. Thank you. Your second question: despite having discarded my various narcissists 4 years ago, I continue having nightmares about them. I really want you to address this question. Do the nightmares ever stop? Please answer this next week. I really need your input. You are my number one go-to guy on narcissism on YouTube. I love your shoot from the hip, no nonsense advice. You have, on more than one occasion, slapped me upside the head, giving me a much needed epiphany. Thank you very much, Lori, for telling me. I'm glad my videos have helped. So, yes, I'm sorry about the nightmares. Yeah, they should stop. There's things you can do, and I offer videos on how to get better sleep is one, right? I mean, these are things that you're doing during the day too that cause worse sleep at night and nightmares. But we've experienced trauma, right? We having nightmares probably still haven't addressed it probably haven't processed everything, probably haven't learned everything, probably don't understand everything still. My best suggestion to everybody is you keep a pad of paper, pen or pencil right by your bed. You've got about 30 seconds to remember nightmares. So wake up, write down your dreams. What's more important than what the dreams were about is how you feel. Okay, your brain's trying to tell you there's problems, there's something that needs to be addressed. Just like when your brain tells you that something hurts here, so fix it, watch out, give it attention. Your brain's saying something in your emotional life hurts and it's causing you pain in the form of a nightmare, and it's saying address this, fix these feelings. So find out, more importantly, in a nightmare, what these emotions are. What are you feeling? And then you can start realizing that you have, unwanted anger, unwanted pain. If you can't figure out what the dream's about, is it about the person cheating on you? Is it about a person abandoning you, neglecting you, things like this? And start learning what was going on then. These painful, traumatic experiences, emotional pain, shame, guilt, a lot of this, most of it, if not all of it, is misunderstood. Somebody hurt us and we think it's because we're a bad person. Once we understand that they hurt us because they're not healthy and no one deserves that, then we realize that we're okay. It stops hurting. Keep going, Lori. Keep processing and working through stuff. Talking and writing. Get help. Bounce things off somebody that can explain things for you and help you with things. I made a video on sleep if you're interested, anybody. I offer tons and tons of different suggestions on how to get better sleep in a playlist titled Healing PTSD. The video is called Sleep Hygiene. I highly recommend it. Sleep is vitally important. That's why I recommend things for sleep. And I just recommended something to help you sleep better in the Q&A, first Q&A. And my recommendations for anybody that has a bad feeling, bad emotion, bad nightmare, stuff like this, just do something about it. That's always my best advice. You have anxiety, try to do something about it. You have depression, try to do something about it. You have nightmares, try and do something about it. Okay? These are things that are bothering you still. And you know that it doesn't bother you anymore when you don't have nightmares, right? If you're still having nightmares, there's still something there, okay? And nightmares are one of the longest continuous things from trauma. It tends to be for a lot of people. It was for me. Nightmares lasted quite a while, and they got further apart, and they got less. And what's pretty neat, what can be neat about dreams, about dreaming through your recovery and stuff, is myself and many others who had nightmares of our exes. It's really neat when you have that one dream that you're right back in the nightmare again, but it's not a nightmare, finally. And you might give your brain, yourself, some closure by reacting differently to something. Literally, like this person's doing the same thing that always hurt you. It doesn't hurt this time, or is bad. And you do something in the dream that finalizes it, that ends it. Something you say, something you do, turn around and walk the other way. Don't react the way you used to. It's just a totally different dream, and it's like your brain saying, okay, I can close this now. And like I said, myself and others have experienced this, and there's no more nightmares after this. It's kind of cool. I don't think you have to experience that, but just kind of something neat, a neat experience after having years of nightmares. That can be pretty relieving. Hope that helps. Thanks for your support. Sharon from Tasmania, hello. If your ex breaks the AVO, and I don't know what that word, AVO, I don't know if that's something in Tasmania or if it's just a typo and you mean law. But it says if your ex breaks the AVO or law, would you have them charged? I'm mixed emotions on this because no threat, but he still broke the law. The only reason I haven't reported it is because he has a young son that I love and feel guilty because it would affect him. He calls on no caller ID, but I ignore, of course. This was on Facebook because I unblocked. Well, just realize that you unblocked on Facebook and now you're going through this again. You have to, awareness, Sharon. So if it does, all of this doesn't feel good again, you don't like this, you don't want this, then I would block him again. Okay? So I don't know about Tasmania. In the United States, it's illegal to not report a felony, which is a pretty big crime. I don't know what to tell you about Tasmania. I don't know. I don't know if that's a personal question. Would I have someone charged if they break the law? My ex? No. I would just try and move on. I don't know. I mean, you know, that's a personal question. Someone in danger, someone getting hurt. It's too general. I don't know what to really say about this, Sharon. I'm sorry, I can't help you more. My advice is block again and start talking about all this stuff again and trying to process it again and try to stay away from him and his life. Okay? Try to. Good luck, Sharon. Thank you. Marina. I don't know where you're from, Marina. I recently quit friendship with someone who wanted to be friends, and the reasons why I did this are red flags of an arc. Fair to say, I'm not sure if this person is an arc, but toxic for sure. Rushing into friendship, calling us good friends after like 2 weeks, a few hours of chatting, and one walk together. Competing mode, so whenever, and that was quite often, in a conversation we came to a point where we both disagreed, and I sensed and felt he is trying to compete with whatever I say, trying to have the last word, and finally I find him increasingly to be a huge turnoff as a friend. Something envious and foul lurks deep within him. Did I do the right choice, or am I being too sensitive from my previous relationship with the covert narc? So, Marina, good question. A lot of people are experiencing this or have or will. I don't know if you did the right thing. That's up to you, Marina. That's up to you. I always ask, same thing, how do you feel about it? Looks like you have some doubts, and that would be normal. It takes it takes a very stable sense of self and lots of confidence to end relationships with people successfully, without doubt. It does. It just does. You end a relationship, you don't have a stable sense of who you are. Did I do the right thing? You know, at least when I have to end a huge, big relationship, even if it's just with a friend that I care about, I have to know, at least I can tell myself, that's the right thing, David, you deserve better, you're a good person, you know, things like this, really know myself and not doubt myself because I've done it before with success. So I hope that this works out for you. Either way, Marina, I hope this works out for you. So this gives you more confidence to be able to make choices like this in the future and make them easier for you. Okay? So what's important is not what you did. It's about how you feel about it, Marina. And let me just say that, you want to end relationships with anybody. We can do that. It's not always the first thing advised. Try. If you're going to, it's more important how you do it. We want to make choices like this, and how we handle it, best say who we are. We want to walk away with our integrity and our self-respect intact. And we don't have to worry so much about the other person, how they feel. We need to worry more about how we feel. And by doing that, we treat the other person better because that best says who we are, and things happen, they end up better results instead of fear and worrying about the other person, what they're going to do to me and all this stuff, and not having enough confidence because you've never done this before, or not really knowing that you're a very good person. You don't think you have some shame and feel like a bad person, so did I do the right thing? And lots and lots of stuff going on here. Did you do the right thing? Did you make the right choice? That's only up to you. A lot of it depends on how you feel about it. So you may have doubts. That doesn't mean you didn't make the right choice. You may feel guilty. Doesn't mean you didn't make the right choice. Really try to be really aware of what's going on here. You are worthy to end this relationship. You don't have to have any kind of friendship with anybody. You don't owe anybody anything. Okay? If we just cut off and end a relationship, it doesn't feel as good as if we explain it to them. It hurts even more if we hurt them. It makes it worse. See that? Because it's not who you are. If you don't act on if your actions don't say who you are, you're not very confident in who you are. You don't feel secure and stable in who you are. Hope that makes sense. Thank you. Hi, I'm from Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. Debbie. Hello, Debbie. I've been away from my abuser for 18 years since 27th August 2017. I became nothing but, I don't know what that is, who did anything I could to keep him happy, but he was never happy. He left me with nothing but 2 young children and a bag of clothes and 37 pence in my pocket. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm completely frozen still to this day. Everything I do or see always takes me back to talking about him and my past and things that he did to me. I've been isolating myself and a lot part of things. So I'm just going to stop right here because here's the deal. A lot of you said a lot of the things you do and see take you back to these traumatic and bad negative feeling experiences. Okay. So, and you're like, I don't want to, I'm trying to ignore that. We can't, Debbie. That's what processing means. We need to go through this as bad as it is. And I'm sorry it hurts so much. You know, you may not be able to handle doing this right now. I wouldn't try and do it by yourself. I would do it with a professional who is experienced in this. Because what you do now could actually traumatize you more. Okay? We need to make good choices. And what you're going through isn't very stable. And we make bad choices when we're like that. Hope that makes sense, Debbie. I feel like I've lost humanity. Lost interest in doing things socially, otherwise. You go to the doctor, but they give you a dose of Zoloft and help books on CBT and send me away. I had a better year in 2018. I was playing hockey in a team, but hockey season's finished. I feel worse now than I did when I first left. Why am I going backwards? I have absolutely no feelings towards my abuser at all. Not love, not even hate. But I detest myself. Shame, Debbie. Shame. Unprocessed, misunderstood pain. Someone's convinced you you're a bad person and you don't deserve the help that people are trying to give you. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is what that stands for. Anybody could benefit from that. So I know you can benefit from that. These books that the doctors are giving you, are you reading them? Maybe you should. If a professional is giving you advice and you don't know what to do, I would try the advice. Yeah. I have hundreds of videos on what to do. We got to do the work, Debbie. What are you doing? That's important. Are we isolating? Do we have addictions? Are we drinking? Taking pills? You're taking Zoloft. If you're having problems for whatever you're taking the Zoloft for, fix those problems. Find out how. Search for answers. Look for help. Invest. Do the work. Spend money. Tell people. Ask for help. Make changes in your life. Make big changes to show your commitment. Okay? If you're going backwards, I would be guessing, Debbie, that you have the same behaviors, you're making the same choices as you have been your whole life that's gotten you into these relationships. So find out what those are and make different choices. I'm trying to simplify it for you right now. Get some help. Get better help, Debbie. If the person you're seeing isn't helping you, find somebody else. You know, I don't know if I'm helping anybody unless they tell me, but I have suggestions. It's up to them to take it, right? But I also, there's more to it. I try to challenge my clients. I try to hold them accountable and responsible, teach them really how aware, or try to be more aware of what they're doing. So I don't know, maybe your doctor's not doing this for you. I think you said psychiatrists. Nowadays, psychiatrists don't even talk to their patients. So talk therapy, number one. Get cognitive behavioral therapy. Read those books. Commit. Try harder. Do more. Okay? I promise you there's a lot more you can do. Thank you. Julia from India. Hello, Julia. Thank you for your advice. You are very welcome. I would like to get professional help, but I have a few concerns. My family does not know anything, and I've been struggling with this alone, as my parents are old and not in good health. Secondly, I am not financially independent, so I can't afford professional help. I'm very sorry, Julia. A lot of times there's help out there you guys aren't very aware of. And I would try as hard as I can to get that help if you need it, okay? There's all kinds of different social programs, government aid, help. There's all kinds of groups that are free you can enter that are led by therapists and coaches giving free help. Okay, there's a lot of free help out there besides reading material, stuff like this. Okay, that goes for everybody. If you can help me understand, how do I get over this hurt? That's how you get over it. You understand. My ex has written proof that he made me type admitting that I slept around, and I did it because he said we'd be okay. Despite that, he left for a woman who apparently showed him how evil I was. I don't even know her, David. The hurt is so much that I find myself contemplating suicide at times. I'm sinking into depression because I don't know how, or I don't know what I did to him. He hid knowing this woman for more than a year, and when he did tell me, it was by mistake. I did my best for our love, and he left anyway, saying that I was evil and a manipulator and that I lied and used him. I've started believing all these things about myself, and I feel so low. Please help me. I'm sorry, Julia. Sounds like you need help. I'm sorry you can't afford it. Like I said, keep looking for more help. Keep looking. Don't give up. I talk about all kinds, I recommend all kinds and suggest all kinds of things that you can do. Keep watching my videos. Every Q&A I have suggestions. It may not be enough. You may need talk therapy, Julia, but you've got to keep doing as much as you can. The stuff that I recommend doing is enough for some people. It will help you. It should help you some. Real awareness. Julia, you need support. And if you can't afford help, how about people in your life? And I'm not saying talk to them about all your problems. You don't need to talk to your parents or your friends or anybody else in your life and tell them everything about this experience. You need to tell somebody, and maybe you can get that out in group therapy for free. Maybe you can write it out in comment sections like you are. Maybe this is helping you. Keep doing this. Keep doing these things. Work on your physical health. Work on stress in all areas of your life. Work, finances. Just do everything you can think of, Julia, and watch the videos I made in the CPTSD playlist. There's just tons of things that I tell you to do. Okay? I'm sorry you feel suicidal. Reach out to somebody when you feel that way. We've got to, Julia. It helps with the shame. There's a lot of shame going on. This is somebody made you feel like a bad person because they treated you badly. We need to understand, Julia. You've got to find the truth. The truth is not that you're a bad person. And I can't just tell you that. So you have to discover that yourself. And the best way to discover that is to learn about your abuser away from them. Not studying them. Not looking, watching at stuff. You've got to stop with any new information from them. Cut that off and deal with the old history that's happened up until now. Okay? And the truth is that he's sick. The truth is that he hurts people because he's hurting inside. That's what people do that are hurting. It's the only reason people hurt other people. You're hurting because he's been hurting you. You feel like a bad person because he treated you badly. Start learning and understanding this. I'm telling you, it's the key. It's the key. Thank you, Julia. Good luck. Gosh, I might have to do number 3. Let me just see where I'm at. Yeah, I've got like 6 more. And I hate to just rush through these, and they're long. So I'm just going to stop it here, do part 3, and take my time with them. Okay, guys? Thank you. I'll see you in part 3. If you can help me with all these videos, just try to make them bigger so they reach further to people who are just looking for some help. Even if my videos don't help them, I direct them in the right place. Thanks. Voting. Subscribing to my channel, commenting, sharing, posting. Okay? Thanks, guys. I'll see you in part 3. Bye.